Christian from Northeast 360. Once again, out in the snow. It's the place I like, and of course, a train has to come to be loud, but pivot. We're out in the beautiful landscape in the snow. Not tremendous snow, but snow. On this holiday weekend. And we're gonna rush through our hike. We're almost done because I've got range duty today, so I'll be herding kittens at the range with guns. But just figured we'll have a little chat while I finish up my walk. Boys, let's go. Just finished our water break. We're gonna go climb that ridge real quick and start our downhill. But let's talk about a few things. Maybe I'll start something up at the gun range too, but let's go take this walk. Doesn't seem like it on camera, but it is pretty high and pretty steep, and I have more weight in my pack now. I'm over 50 pounds in my pack, and we're going to do a little review of me and my son's pack probably next week. But I was out here and I was like, you know what, I should show some view of this place that I enjoy so much and talk. Oh, isn't that beautiful? But all the preppers are all screaming. The war hawks are all saying we're gonna kill each other. Looks like the news media just wants to push for rioting in the streets, man. Everything's always a push for separation. And then you get dumbasses that believe it. And you got what sparks off is stupidity. Civil war right around the corner. I've heard preppers say, beware, you may want to take money out of the bank this weekend because they're planning an economic reset on the federal holiday. There's also supposed to be major riots this weekend all over the world. Actually, really all over the US. Mainly Minnesota. Over a woman that, when you bring her to light in her history and her past, sided with another woman that used to beat her kids. So, I guess they're putting her up on some kind of charges too. I don't know. At this point, there isn't a sane fucking person on this earth that works for any inch of the government, man. You got Massachusetts now, certain legislators trying to pass a bill that would limit you and me the freedom of travel. Yeah. Well, your carbon footprint, because you drive to work every day, isn't going to allow you now to go take a vacation without having to pay us money. What people don't realize, all this oh, look at this violence, oh, look at that violence, oh, look at this separation. That's not what's going to bring civil war. And I'll tell you right now, it's not going to bring a revolution either. What's going to bring a revolution is you taxing me to death. It's what's consistent, right? Death and taxes. You tax us to death. eventually some motherfucker's gonna hang from a tree or a rope or dragged through the streets like they do in Middle Eastern countries. That shit's real. When do people become their most violent? When they're moneyless, foodless, and houseless. And if you start with these taxes and then you spend them on ridiculous things. We used to joke, Gen X used to joke, did a hammer really cost $20K? Did a toilet seat really cost $10,000? Building a federal building? We used to joke about that. But if you look at the times, you see what our money is being spent on. Try and drive down a road without, destroying your vehicle in a pothole. Open up your electric bill that jumped up by $300. I went to the store to buy food. 4 people plus my elderly in-laws, just for the weekend. $335 just for food. Well, times are getting hard, and people gotta man up and have a second job, while politicians are millionaires on $150K salary. Well, they somehow save up all their money, never had to pay for a thing, saved up that $150K apparently. No, it's laws that they put in place and spending bills that they did that they went and dropped $100K into with their friends. It's like the Epstein list, right? The president recently say when a couple of lawyers, I think Massey and another senator, was questioning it, putting up bills for release. Well, you're gonna hurt my friends. Well, motherfucker, your friends are pedophiles. That's who you want to call friends? That's why his base is going. But the word psyop comes to mind. And what I think it is a very large and cruel one, to see how far we can push the American population. Like, you look at the era of the big flu that happened for like 4 straight years that no one's concerned about anymore, right? Now it's the actual flu, and it's more dangerous than ever, right? It's always something to see how far you can push the population into complete and utter slavery. And if we can separate and divide everyone, well, so be it, right? Divide and conquer. Keep the poor poor, keep the rich rich, and we'll have to keep an eye on the middle class because they can do damage. So, deep thoughts in the woods on a snowy New England day. But I'm going to pause here because there's some people. Alright, so we cleared those people. But, you got everyone so divided. I mean, what was it now? A new chapter of the Black Panthers have immersed, and they're gonna run the streets with their ARs and their, that are 22. So we cleared those people. So the Great Divide discussion in the woods here. So now we've got groups that retired in the 60s spontaneously carrying assault rifles, which was a joke. They were all like 22 caliber, cheapo depot. I think, what are they called? Begins with the T. Tipman 22 caliber rifles. Hey, 22 can do damage, still kill someone. But I especially loved the bargain basement Timu plate carriers that they had. Those made me scared. Whole bunch of people that don't understand plate carriers only protect your chest. They don't protect your head. They don't protect your pelvic girdle. And when I see a plate carrier that is aiming a weapon at me, I'm shooting you in the fucking face, pardon my French, or in the pelvic girdle, where one, I will disable you. You will not be able to walk. You break the pelvis, it's the largest bone in the body, carrying the most blood. You bleed out extremely quickly. So that's a little education point on what to do when you come against somebody with an armored vest. Also, hence why, even in uniform, I don't show that I'm wearing a vest. I have an under the clothing vest, even when I have to carry rifle plates. Because hopefully they'll shoot me in the chest where I can catch a round. But, again, bunch of people paid by some fucked up corporation to run around looking like menace on a problem that has nothing to do with even them. There's no racism here. Yeah, is the border fucked up? Yep. Is our immigration service fucked up? The way we apply fucked up? Yep. But that can only be done in Congress. That can only be fixed through Congress. So, why are we bitching, moaning, yelling at officers doing their job? Because if they don't do their job, they get fired and their families go hungry. Tell me one fucking person that wants to do that, right? Right. So they're going to do their job. I do my job every day. My job, the last two that I've done, sucked. Heartbroken. Had to seize property. And it's because they legit couldn't afford to fix up their place. And the town that I was in, that I was ordered by a judge to go do my job. I have to do it, or else I lose my job. I face prosecution. Same thing with those guys. You want to fix immigration? Run against some of these fucking idiots in office and make change. Because if you bitch, you moan, and you're like, oh, Democrats are right, oh, the Republicans are right, and it's just the same fucking people in office for 30 to 40 years, do you think it's going to change? No. So, America's got to smarten up. You either vote them out, grow some fucking huevos, and become one. But there lies the factor. Don't be a scumbag. Don't do something that takes your integrity and throws it in the trash. Like so many have. I've seen so many senators. Let's see this. It's a beautiful area. I've seen so many senators. I'm a war fighter. I'm this, I'm that. And all of a sudden they're millionaires doing the same shit because they got compromised. That sweet dollar just tastes so good. I can now have a mansion when I used to sleep in trenches and eat MREs. Yeah, money corrupts. Read the Bible. I do. I read the Bible with my family every week. Take 2 hours of our night and we sit and we read the Bible. Same story, by the way. Children of Israel, United States, Europe, England. Same shit. You can literally take things from the past and still outline them in the future. So, which brings me to the topic of my discussion. Get out and train. Get prepared. Stock your shelves. Not because of World War III or the next event. None of that shit. Do it because, your money's not worth as much. And fuck, I don't know how many $325 store runs I can do. Without having... There's a Widowmaker right there. Show you that. That's what ice does. A wet tree. Don't touch it, boys. Walk around it. See all the beetle action too that I got. That is a Widowmaker. If you'll be sitting here on your phone, listening to your jam, hiking, and that shit falls on you, and I don't know, about 1,000 pounds of tree. Yeah, pop you like a pimple. So, stock your shelves, get some training. One thing that I will say too is with all the disruption and all the buying and all that stuff with the military, will we go to war? Most likely. 2027, I think it's going to be a year where peace just, takes a step out, and everyone at home better be prepared. But it's not the only reason. These days, being prepared is an everyday necessity. Be fit, don't be fat. I'm working on it. Everyone here can. Doesn't matter how old you are, how unfit you are, how damaged or broken you are. I got a shoulder that needs to be replaced. I'm still here doing it. I'm still lifting weights twice a week. Biking. I bike twice a week, 18 miles. 18 miles twice a week. I lift weights 3 times a week, and then I hike every Sunday with my family with a 50-pound pack. That feels a little heavier now because I got more stuff in it. I haven't weighed it, so I'm not going to give up a weight. But it is what it is. After this, I'm going to go run a rifle range, pistol range, and shotgun range. And I'm going to do some shooting to keep accurate, so I can take shots if I need to. I'll probably do some gun stuff. I'm going to probably put it as Guns of the Northeast, because in Massachusetts, most guns aren't allowed. Most rifles aren't allowed anymore. Another indicator of life. When they start taking certain firearms that are known to be the best firearms to defend yourself with, tends to make you ask that question. But again, keywords: PSYOP, division, things to look out for in the future. Could we have a civil war? Sure. Could the federal government decide to seize all your money? Yeah, that's a real thing, everybody. Countries have done it already. Yep. It was one of the biggest things with Venezuela. He seized everybody's money and said, now you have to use a Venezuelan digital currency to live. And by the way, it's not going to have as much weight in buying power. Yeah, that can happen here too. So these are things why we should prepare. And also, we should prepare because a fucking snowstorm can be a blizzard. Right now, there's certain sections of Russia that are under 30 feet of snow. 30 feet. Not inches, feet. People are sledding off the tops of their 12-story apartment buildings. 12 stories of snowdrift. Yeah, be prepared. Now, those people are hard people in those areas, but are they 12-story snowdrift hard? Who knows? But again, we can hear all these complex problems, but unless people stand up, start YouTube channels, things like that, you'll never know really what's going on in certain parts of our country. It's the greatest part about YouTube. This is what's going on in the Northeast. We got snow, we got 30-degree weather, we got people trying to remove every bit of your human rights by signing a piece of paper. And these people get reelected no matter how effed up their policy is. So, with that, train, watch. I mean, if you want to just train your mind on what to prepare, there are so many channels out there. Bear Independent, Magic Prepper, City Prepper, Richie from Boston. He's got some good stuff. Mostly, though, he's gotten into the car travel stuff. But he does some preparedness stuff on his channel every once in a while. Just like every once in a while we do camping stuff on this channel. February, we're going to do just a trip for 4 days into the inner part of Boston. And we're going to hang out in the north end. I'll do some video of it. It's full circle on my channel. But right now, we are preparing as a family as best as we can to get back together and then pivot, right? Because that's our plan. Coordinate, everyone gets home. Okay, this is where it's not dangerous. That's where we're going. It's a shitty plan, but it's what we got. And the longer we have on this earth to prepare, the better off we are. Maybe we buy some land, we get some homesteading going. We'll see. This is Christian from Northeast 360. I'm going to end it with some shooting at the range. Keep moving forward, get out and train.
Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small.